as everybody knows, it is the 15th anniversary, well, was the 15th anniversary of Minecraft. We are currently in the midst of quite the celebration.
Long as it isn't my fault.
No, it's not your fault. We are currently in the midst of quite the celebration, right? No problem. Here's the thing about that celebration, and it's very, very telling. I don't want it to be telling, but it is. I want to ask you guys a very important question in chat before I get on this, right? Whose specifically's birthday are we celebrating? The longtime players will probably be able to get that answer very easily. Whose birthday are we actually celebrating? Let me know. We are specifically celebrating the birthday of Minecraft Java. The reason that's important is because 90% of the celebration has been centered around Minecraft Bedrock. Now, fiscally, I understand why, and yes, there's a fiscal aspect to this, but as far as information accuracy, doing right by the legacy of the game and stuff like that, ow, that's not happening right now. Because I already knew that all of the cosmetics, well, the majority of the cosmetics were going to come to the Bedrock Edition because they're creator items, and I get that. That's fine. What I was at least hoping when I heard that we were going to possibly get a map is that they would at least make a port over to the Java edition. Give us something to enjoy, since our community is the one who started it all in the first place, right? Well, not only do we not get the capes until some unknown time, but the Java community does not even get to play the 15th anniversary map. And you know, I was actually going to do that for the entirety of this stream. I was going to stay up for however long it took me to go through that entire map. And it's just downright disappointing. Not mad at Mojang, because like I said, it's a business, and fiscally I get it. But as far as the legacy of Minecraft, I see the writing on the wall, Mojang. I see it. And I understand you want Minecraft to be an all-encompassing experience that everybody can play anywhere. I love that. But what I don't think is completely understood is the fact that once you do this, Mojang, you're going to be cutting an entire subsection of people out of the game.
Microsoft really trying to promote Bedrock.
Yes, they are really trying to promote Bedrock hard, and we see you, Mojang. We see what you're doing. Why am I so specifically worried about this? Well, due to my work in advocacy for the majority of my life, and with my experience here in this project with Luis and Shoaib and company. Oh look, I got a wither skeleton skull in the nether, nice. I know for a fact that Java cannot be modded to the same degree as Bedrock can I mean, I got that backwards. I know for a fact that Bedrock cannot be modded to the same degree that Java can in a way that a lot of people need. What do I mean by that specifically? Well, you guys think that blindness is the only disability that needs accommodation when it comes to playing Minecraft? Because it's not. And while that would be bad for us, we're not the only disability that's going to suffer from this. What I mean by what I said earlier, by blindness isn't the only disability that's going to suffer, every disability needs accommodation in some way, shape, or form. And one thing that is going to come of us all having to switch is that we're not going to be able to mod the game sufficiently to work with our custom software and our custom hardware. Because you guys think that I have it bad. You know, all I need are some lines of code
Amy Hardwick.
to work with my screen reader and I can play.
Bedrock account.
Right? So, what if you can't use your arms? Right? And you have to play with a certain controller that doesn't necessarily suit the needs of the adaptive system that Xbox has helped to pioneer. There's a lot of custom solutions out there that people have come up with in order to enjoy the content they love. Right? And a lot of that stuff requires a little bit of custom code to make it work, and you can't always tie that in with the official add-in store. I did it wrong again. So, what I'm saying is, you know, Mojang, be very careful, please, about how you proceed with this, because not only are you going to be upsetting the disability community when it comes to your games, but let's take it a little more mainstream here, right? If you guys don't work on parity harder than you are now, the Redstoners are never going to forgive you. Let's let that sink in for a second. What do you think it's better to do Redstone on? Bedrock or Java? Right? So, even if you don't hear me when it comes to I did it wrong again, the disabled community, right?
Hazard BJ.
You gotta hear me when it comes to the Redstone.
Hey man, thanks for your channel. Lost my vision over the last 2 years and you have been a great help.
Hey, Biohazard, welcome. No, that's no problem. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, you got it, Amy. They prefer doing Redstone on Java. That's just kind of how the cookie crumbles.
Said. For command blocks.
No, it's not for command blocks. It's for the way that Redstone behaves differently on Java than it does on Bedrock. People actually like it to the point where, how did I do it wrong again? To the point where Mojang has just left a lot of the bugs in it. Because people have just come to enjoy the way that Redstone is just kind of buggy. Even if they don't keep it to accommodate us, they're going to be alienating an entire chunk of the Minecraft community if they do that. And like I said, I don't think the Redstone community would ever forgive Mojang for that. Do y'all? Because, man, could you imagine everybody staying on pre whatever version stops being supported, it'll be like 1.8 all over again. Oh man, my measurements are so bad.
Amy Hardwick.
Are you serious right now?
Said,
Everything's one too high?
I can hear theater war cries. Biohazard BJ said, I found Redstone easier and more simple on bedrock, was a tough lesson switching.
Well, it's easier because, and I'm not saying this because of anyone's particular skill set, but I mean, there's less to do. It just doesn't work the same. You look at farms and machines and stuff like that on YouTube if you want to learn how to make something or even design something. It's a lot easier to do it on Java because of things like quasi-connectivity and wallstone and all sorts of weird stuff that Java, while being super optimized, just doesn't account for. So, you know, it's going to make Microsoft tons of money, but Microsoft, you have more than recouped your investment on this game.
Amy Hardwick.
Please don't ruin it in the pursuit of money.
Work on bedrock.
I bet you someone's going to come out with a Skyblock mod, or I'm sorry, an add-in that's going to cost like $5. Companies got to make money, but Minecraft is a slow burn, Microsoft. You can't just squeeze it for every dollar it has and then throw it away. That's why the game has lasted so long. It's a slow burn. Play the long game. I know y'all know how to do that. Y'all been doing Windows forever. Y'all lost money on Xbox
Amy
forever
Hardwick
before the thing became what it was.
You know they will. Money is the root of all evil, and they don't care about
It's a
us.
slow burn.
Microsoft, that is.
And mind you, I know this is a Microsoft thing. I'm not mad at Mojang. I'm not really mad at Microsoft either. But I just don't want our favorite game
Biohazard
to fall
BJ
by the wayside because of
said,
it.
I agree, they risk turning it into a lemon if they squeeze it too hard.
Exactly. And it's just gonna be a shame if it happens. But I could honestly see it happening in our lifetime, guys. I'm sorry to say. Once they get their tens of billions, they're just gonna be like, all right, let's see if we can buy the next thing and squeeze it and then run it for 20, 30 years and rinse and repeat. Why do I say that? I don't say that because I think Microsoft is a bad company and they're just evil and they want to buy properties just to squeeze them and shut them down. Microsoft has turned more into a holding company lately than a technology company, if you guys think about it. Think about all the work they've done with OpenAI. Think about all the other companies that they've purchased. They didn't make the stuff. They bought the stuff and incorporated it into their portfolio. You know, if anyone decides to buy TikTok, I think it would be Microsoft because they're not in the social media game,
for it to happen,
even though they've tried. And they don't make stuff these days; they acquire stuff. So, who better? Apple's not going to do it, but I mean that's as far as I'm going into that. You know. I'm just a Minecraft YouTuber. I don't talk about that kind of stuff in any serious way. I just place blocks and I try and be entertaining. Anyway, so it really ruffled my feathers badly when I found out that I wasn't going to enjoy the majority of the celebration just like everyone else. Because I can't play Bedrock. I just can't do it. The built-in accessibility is there, but I mean it's only skin deep. It doesn't help me play the game. I can't do any of my visual tweaks. I can't do any of my TTS tweaks. I can't do any of my control scheme tweaks. It just wouldn't work, and it honestly makes me more sad than angry. Because, you know, I mentioned back in the beginning of the stream, or back in the beginning of this rant, guys, that I did blindness advocacy for the majority of my life, and I meant that. I'm still doing it.
Said, it's awful.
But, you know, Microsoft is one of those companies where they've been championing accessibility. They've been killing it lately, and I love them for it. Which is why I was so surprised when I found out that the most accessible version of the game was being, for the most part, left out from the celebration. It's not a good feeling, you know. I do a pretty good job.
Said, we usually build a stadium for these type of event, but it's so bedrock focused that I don't see anyone even celebrating it on YT.
Exactly. A lot of people celebrate, and even the mainstream people are just like, you know what, whatever, man. And you know, it's not a good feeling to be excluded from stuff with your disability, and because of your disability. And I've done a really, really good job spending my entire life just getting good and figuring out how to adapt to things. So when you're put in a situation where it's kind of impossible for you to adapt, when you know the situation has just been kind of set up for you to lose, it's a very bad feeling. I'm sure that most people in the chat can relate to that. So if anyone from Microsoft sees this, if anyone from Mojang sees this, I'm not mad at you guys. I'm not throwing shade at you guys. I'm just saying that I promise you I'm not the only player who feels this way. And I'm very sure that once this all blows over, unless you guys do something in the next few days to really pull it through for the Java community, there's going to be a lot of creators and a lot of big ones who come out to talk about this. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this again, because what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably just going to edit this into a talk and just upload it as it is. I'm not going to hash it again. I'm not going to script it. I'm not going to beat it to death, but I'm doing the talk now knowing that the celebration is not over yet, and I will make sure to include the fact that I know that it's not over yet, so that if anything changes that I can fix it later on. But as of right now, I don't see any of that changing, and it's not a good feeling, Mojang, because you know, I feel like if it were going to change, Java would have been a little more included. I mean, we couldn't even get the capes on time. The graphics aren't any different. I'm very sure that the texture servers or the cape servers or however you guys distribute that stuff, it's shared across both editions. I'm very sure that it is, and if it isn't, it should be. I know you guys have the technical know-how to make that happen, so it just kind of feels like it's, I don't want to say necessarily done on purpose, but the Java community kind of got screwed here, Microsoft. And we're not going to forget. You better make it right on year 20 if you don't fix it tonight, because we have not forgotten things all the way back from the alpha days. We're not going to forget things from a big anniversary. But anyway, guys, I hate to say it, but you know, I'm feeling some sort of way about that. I think I'm probably gonna get out of here for the night.
They have their priorities. Let's keep it in mind.
Yeah, they have their priorities, but you know, I'm really hoping that at some point they see the writing on the wall. Maybe some people with more influence than me can speak out on this. I really hope so, because I'm sure not going to be able to make any change, that's for sure. But anyway, guys, This has been Logic Pro X Gaming. See you later.